Welcome. Thank you, Angel. Thanks for being here. I'm really excited to have you on, being a lead sponsor for the Spanish-speaking nations to help translate everything that we're doing. And for those watching, just checking this out, I'm Nicholas Guillermo, founder of the Yin Yang DAO, which is backing two major utility projects that are my life legacy that will encourage the whole world for real change that we want, for economic localization, which involves mainstream crypto adoption and decentralized finance education, as well as direct democracy, which is something that we've needed for years. It is our decentralized government solution that already exists in our countries, but people are asleep. So we're here to raise awareness about these programs, fundraise around them, teach people the art of fundraising, and now organizing with AI and how to really capitalize the most we can off of Bitcoin and these other cryptocurrencies we're here to talk about. So thanks so much, Angel, for being here.
Thank you to invite me to in this call, and I'm very happy to be part of this project. I like because I'm crypto enthusiast from 2016. I'm here in Latam in this nation is Argentina with a very good adoption of crypto, and I like it to work in this DeFi ecosystem. So when I saw about the direct democracy and how we can create decentralization, and I like to teach other people in my language and be part of this new program. Yes, this referral program that you create, and I need to learn exactly how to build the network and give power for the citizen because we understand that we lost the power. Yes, so
Yeah.
now with this tool we can have access to direct democracy. And I few days ago I joined in other ecosystem in ontocracy. So
Yeah.
when I look this platform, I decide to be part of this the project. And there, when I saw this live meeting with Space, and I can see you and hear about your program, so I decide to be part too in your network, yes, in your system.
Yeah.
So I think that we can create synergy in different projects together.
Absolutely. There's so many great projects out there. They all have different utilities, and that's the beauty of crypto is that every single technology that exists has room to adopt blockchain for that immutability, that instant finality, that security that they need that they never had. Biggest concern in the world in the digital space is hackers. And Bitcoin was the first protocol that actually prevented hackers from hacking code ever, which is game changing. And so it's so valuable. And likewise, we'd want the same integrity with our voting system when voting for candidates or for policies. I'm looking into Argentina's direct democracy right now, and I see that you do have referendums and plebiscites. Plebiscites are a way to lobby the politicians, essentially, and a community lobby from people's signatures, putting pressure on them. Very powerful, in fact. When you have enough people in the district that vote for them, putting pressure on them, it gets them to think. It gets them to realize that they really need to listen to their constituents about what concerns they have in their country. And the referendum is so powerful because if they pass a law that the people don't want, referendum can have two meanings, but it mainly, in the US, we talk about it as a way to nullify a law, to vote it down, to block it. Very powerful. Sometimes it's used in terms of flexibly with the term ballot initiative to create new laws. What all these tools have in common, plebiscites, referendum, initiatives, as well as recalls, and one other really interesting area called the citizen grand jury, is that they require strength in numbers. They require a lot of people to make that community action possible. And the only way to achieve strength in numbers is from community outreach. We have to get the word out there. So there's two methods for that to happen. One is you pay big marketing companies online to try to organize people with ads, and you pay a lot. Or we can empower individuals and pay them to do their own referral marketing, to refer their friends, their family, their community members to be a part of it. And I like that way a lot more because it's really about giving back to the very community that gives to us. So that's the model that we're approaching it. Some people look at it and they say, oh, it sounds like a pyramid scheme. It's too hokey. You guys are just the Ponzi scheme. It's nothing like that. We're really just creating a fundraising system where the majority of the fundraising benefit goes to the fundraiser directly. And it creates a system where, upon developing leadership skills, they can teach others to do this. They can bring them to the information to learn, and they can duplicate this process. So when you find others also participating in the fundraising process, you will also get a nice commission that goes down 6 levels, 5% down each level, and that can create some substantial growth of this duplication principle. We did the math on 3 people telling 3 people telling 3 more. And as we go down to the seventh level, even with the minimum invest here at 0.05 Solana, the reward is like 5.4 Solana. And this could happen so rapidly. I was thinking about the initiative process in the United States. I'm here in Arizona, and we need 200,000 signatures to put an initiative on the ballot, or is it about 250,000 signatures? That means, and we have about a year to do it. So if just 250 people in this whole state of millions that actually claim to care about the future of the state, like our water, which is running out, or any of the crucial issues like our election integrity, which has been brought up year after year, they would only need to get about 1,000 signatures in the course of an entire year. Now, I'm a professional petition circulator. I don't expect people to do what I do. I've been doing it for 20 years, but I alone can get on average like about 100 signatures a day in a tough area. Some areas maybe a little less. If I go to a nice area, like I just got back from New Mexico, I was able to get 150 to 200 signatures a day. So if people have one day off on a weekend that they would volunteer to go and get signatures, they could do it. But the reality is people have so much time constraints because of their financial situation we must address. In order to address that, we can break it up into smaller parts of volunteers. We can also fundraise to pay the professional workers. And that's the industry that I work in. The unfortunate problem is that that industry is rife with fraud. There's no checks and balances, there's no transparency. So I created the first system. I applied just several years ago, about 4 years ago, I think, and it's on my Facebook. I have a page called United Petitioners. It has 5-star reviews. I'm the first petition coordinator in my industry that got a page up with 5-star reviews, or even put a page up, because 99% of this industry, the people realize there's so much fraud going around, and they don't, even in my position hiring people, realize the risk. They went and hire someone and they don't understand what's going on because there's no industry standard of transparency at all. The people will blame them if their pay is low and they're not going to get a 5-star rating. I created the first system based on that concept of a blockchain with a decentralized ledger where I do the audit of the signatures, I verify them, and I provide that proof to my workers. And it's all done in real time with a spreadsheet so that there is complete transparency over their work. And when they turn into me, because I had a photo upload system where they'd upload the petition pictures and I would check the validity myself at the voter's office databases, I was able to provide that information every day, which improved their performance. Instead of turning at the end of the week and then finding out they might have had bad performance at a certain day or at a certain location. They got to know every day they could improve performance. And the most game-changing benefit is they got 100% of their pay on the spot. No one in the industry does this except for me. And what they do is they would turn in and they'd wait about a week as everybody's in line, and they would check the validity, and then they report to people what the validity is. And they just report it. There was no audit. So the Ballot AI program of United Petitioners is designed to create an AI benefited program where the AI does the validation rapidly. A human can do about 100 signatures an hour typing. A AI can do 100 signatures in a second. That's our basis model, what we have currently going as an MVP, and we do have the code for that now, but it's not ready yet to scale. The idea of our cryptocurrency is to give people equity in this entire industry as we take it over with AI. So when it scales, it's about the community owning our own direct democracy processes, not just to have equity in its in the contracts paid through it for providing the liquidity for the money to move from the coordinator or contractors who put the millions of dollars up in big cases like states policies to the petitioners who make, sometimes they can make 100,000 a year and they're doing real well if they work really hard year round. That liquidity is needed. We want to use stable coins. And we want to be able to empower token holders with a real world asset to capitalize off this. Because if we can drop the cost 90% on the manual labor, that is generally why these big companies are paid millions of dollars to contract. They hire teams of people to type on computers and check the validity and then hire the workers. The fact that we can drop the cost 90% means that we have this huge pay benefit that isn't just for me and my investment in this community. I want everyone to be a part of it because for me, I want direct democracy to be decentralized. I'm not trying to be a monopoly company that comes out with AI and takes over this industry. I want it to be co-owned by all people, and then it can't be shut down by monopoly laws. And very importantly, we will then also have a way with the new softwares we can build with blockchain. We can have our own e-democracy where we can thoroughly get into dialogue and debate about the laws and the nature of our government, what needs to change, so that we can really play a role in designing the changes we want to see, as well as putting them on the ballot. So it's twofold. We're taking over the ballot initiative industry to qualify initiatives for the ballot, and we're also going to involve people in a true e-democracy where we can debate and dialogue. And I have this other white paper that's in development. Great concepts here. We will basically allow people to bet, like a sports bet, on who's going to win an argument. And we get into thorough debate, and there's going to be a financial reward for people that produce the most valuable content as far as rewards and arguments. That's where autocracy comes in hand because they're the ones with all the data. See, so we can work with autocracy when people are building these arguments to debate and win these arguments for their cash prizes they want to win regarding policy. Okay. So Argentina's got huge potential. I remember years ago there was a group out there, they were promoting direct democracy and they were building some kind of code for this and blockchain. And there's still a movement in Argentina that wants this quite clearly. When was the last time that you had any kind of referendums that we should talk about? Because this is what you will be fundraising like in your community. We're going to be doing this worldwide, but this is a type of system where you could position yourself to put out ads, and I'm going to work to demonstrate and be that model person that demonstrates right here in Arizona, knocking on doors, talking with complete strangers about the solution and getting them into crypto possibly for the first time. And this will be game changing because I taught people fundraising for years. I could sell a ice, what it was, I could sell a ketchup popsicle to a woman wearing white gloves in a heat wave. It's like I'm pretty good at sales. I'm pretty good at fundraising. Although I should probably make a career out of it. I really want to focus on if I'm selling anything, selling something that's going to matter for the long term, not just like a hokey product or something that people might not necessarily need. I want to sell freedom. I want to sell a future of a world because I have 20 years experience in this industry. I know it's broken and I know that the people are asleep as far as our potential of what we could accomplish with direct democracy. So I'm taking it on myself to be this my life burden and I enjoy it. Even if it's tough, even if my developer rips me off $90,000, I'm not going to give up because this is my dream, God's dream, dreaming what God has given me of what I should accomplish in my lifetime to pursue no matter what. And so I want to teach fundraising. I can teach you the skills, the structure of the wrap, how to position yourself and ask questions, draw people out and make it so that they want to give a contribution. And then you can bid them on a price that makes them feel happy that they're giving a good value. And the higher you get them to bid, the more they can earn from their referrals. So there's a dual incentive. And likewise, when you invest, the more you invest, the more you can earn from your downline because of the structure of this payment program, because it's capped at 5% of whatever your maximum contribution is. So people will constantly be upgrading in your downline. And if you're not upgraded, you'll have what's called spillover. And it just shows extra money goes to the DAO, which is fine, because that's going to go into locked liquidity for our tokens to help all of us profit from the token values as they go up. We see this could be in the many high billions of dollars. 25 billion is a short-term goal for right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. The power of this system is the duplication, yes? Just you don't need too much people to teach, just only two or three people that you can teach how this system works. And at the same time we learn together. Yes, it's like a school of fundraising.
Yes, we're going to
Yes,
learn
because not
the.
not not too much people have the knowledge about the this crypto ecosystem, DeFi, Web3, all the potential we have in this industry. And the fundraising, not only for different kind of organization needs money, yes.
Right.
So just with this is a very strong tool that we can use to get phone, yes, not only for the people that, because here, for example, in Argentina, a lot of people go to work like a voluntary, yes, only give free time for the to help this cause organization, yes, go and help, but don't receive nothing. In this is a changing. You can help others, but at the same time you help yourself because you make money just only telling other people how we can grow together, just
Yeah.
like a strong family. Yes,
Yeah,
and
it's
we can
amazing.
use this network. Maybe in if I'm starting here in Argentina in my own city, 55,000 people here. We have the government, local government, and they offer in the constitution of this local in my city. If we have the option, if we don't like any option of they do it in the government, we need maybe 5,000 firms, yes,
Yes,
all
I
together that we can
yeah.
change. This is
Yeah,
the same,
that's amazing.
but no, we don't have the ability to do it ourselves because we don't have the way to make this in correct way in organization way.
Yeah.
So this DeFi tool we can do it because we build the network. In one case we have any problem, we have the network ready.
Yeah, that's really
Yes, so
something. I saw that I'm looking it up on my GPT. It says that you only need like 1.5% of registered voters in a relevant jurisdiction. It says sometimes it's a little more, but you mentioned about 5,000 signatures. I personally went to New Mexico to help with a campaign to collect, what did I get? 1,000 signatures. It took me about a week and a half. It took me about a week and a half. It took me just over a week. I was getting over 100 signatures each day. There were some signatures that were disqualified. I got 1,000 good signatures. Um, what I've done there, just as an example, is something that I can teach people. I did professional petitioning for 20 years. So if people know how to do it, you only need 5, 10 people that would be like the core direct democracy crew of Argentina, and you could get any kind of referendum on the ballots anytime you want. That's a fascinating thing. The
yes.
key is you just need time, you need the money because people have bills to pay, they have a home and lights they need to keep on and things like this. So the core thing here is we need to have financial solutions. So it's the referral program's one part. It's amazing how duplication worldwide can grow wealth through this kind of matrix program. But what's also very fascinating is how decentralized finance is changing banking, and you can get interest on stable coins like the US dollar coin far better than anything you'll get at any other bank. You can also have um, synthetic gold and silver and other assets. They also have real estate that's very stable on the blockchain. You can get interest better than any bank. And there's so many other opportunities. Of course, the volatile tokens give us the most tremendous value. And that's what we're talking about here as well. We're going into the bull market. We're going to have a massive burst soon. We know this because Trump's Bitcoin reserve is growing. Bitcoin reserves are growing all over the world. Argentina has theirs. Is that
Ye-
right?
yes.
And this is a phenomenon all these nations are going to be clamoring on. All the people around us that don't know about Bitcoin yet need to know. So we are activists by telling people about getting into crypto, and that's what this program is about as well. To just get into DeFi. The whole economic lift program for local businesses is all about charities as well, nonprofits and schools, fundraising, so that every single time they make a purchase at a locally owned business, their nonprofit, their school, charity, gets the contribution in real time instantly on the smart contract. And I've already built some smart contracts. I demonstrate this on the site economiclift.com. So you can see I just demonstrate. My sparks were flying in my head when I learned how to do this because for years I was working with another company out of Florida that and I didn't want to see them lose this idea, but they sold their firm to a fintech company and they dropped the ball. They did not grow. We had thousands of businesses in Florida ready to grow this fundraising program, and they did not have the technology because the magnetic strips on the credit cards cost too much. There's too little profit margin when we're dealing with this kind of idea, which is essentially that we want to replace the transaction fees with donations. Smart contracts can do that. And this has the ability to replace all of the credit cards and banking worldwide. That's trillions of dollars of value. Trillions. And this is something
Wow.
that we can begin and be on the ground floor growing with this network. And it was just yesterday, I had a meeting. I was talking with this other developer for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, back and forth. Another developer who's working on a new top layer one program that I'm keeping exclusive to members like yourself who join our Yin Yang DAO so that you can get access to this massive airdrop happening in July by starting. We have a referral code I need to share with you to get in where I get a small commission, doesn't cost you anything. But when you start moving money around in their platform, then you're going to earn points that will reward you for the airdrop. And we're keeping it under the wraps, a little zip zip right now because that referral link is so crucial that if people go to that layer one and start playing around, no one gets a referral commission. Why not? The company's offering it, so we should value that and share it with people. And that's why I'm enticing people to join Yin Yang DAO, get to level one, and then I'll get you the referral link. In fact, right after this call, I'm going to build that out because I need to make some documents for the level zero. We're going to provide some free cryptocurrency onboarding information about theory, philosophy, economics, and I have some writings, and I'm going to be doing some stuff on GPT to just compile a little booklet here and it will grow and get better as we go. But there's going to be a free course of information why this is so transformational, phenomenal for the world, coming from my perspective as a seasoned political activist my entire adult career. You know, when I learned about economics, when I learned about the Federal Reserve, like all these lightning was going on in my brain, thinking like, oh my goodness, this is crazy how our money system is a trap. You know, we need to escape. And then learning about Bitcoin was just this other, awakening moment when I realized, wow, we actually have a way out of this. And all these other cryptocurrencies with the smart contracts have so much value. Every technology is going to take over with blockchain. That's what we see. So we are super early. And it's just a blessing to be here early when we have this matrix program because now we can refer people, we can earn, everyone can learn DeFi. We want to make this so easy a 12-year-old can understand. Like my son, I'm going to be spending a lot of time with him this summer teaching him DeFi and AI as well. So he's prepared for his future. He's already learned how to use his wallet and do some trades. And we started getting into things. He learned how to make a liquidity pool. So if a 12-year-old can understand it, and this was when he was 10, he started learning. So everyone can learn this. So we're going to make this so simplified anyone can learn, and we're going to make a very conservative platform based on my ideas where my concept, everyone can do their own portfolio however they want. But my concept is I want about half of my portfolio in Bitcoin. It turns out all these other layer ones that are with smart contracts, they're now talking about having their own Bitcoin reserves as well because they understand how unstoppable it is the autonomous CEO-less, project of the world. That's the hub of it all. That's the mother. And all these other cryptocurrencies are just following up to see what we can do with that. But they're all going to be adopting crypto into their reserves anyway, so we might as well have a major portion of our portfolio Bitcoin and then the other part of the portfolio is just for more rapid growth because Bitcoin's going to grow, but it's going to teeter out. And you don't really get interest that you can spend like you can when you navigate DeFi, where you can have your core assets growing yield that you can then spend your yield, never spending your core assets. So you could essentially live off of it. And I did it through 2019 into 2020. I'm very experienced because I picked one coin out of my whole portfolio that skyrocketed and I know the attributes of that coin. I'm going to be teaching this group to find the next version of that coin for this next bull market, and I'm going to teach our whole community. And that coin generated me yield, and I was able to live off of that for a while. But when it started to crash, the bear market started to come. I created a new strategy. And I formulated my own proprietary system that we're building with you with this Yin Yang DAO, which is the stable coin liquidity mining. We have US dollar coin and and you have Tether or another type of stable coin. You pair them together and you generate yield off of every time people are trading between them. Oh, it's an important call. It's Father's Day. This is my son. Hold on one second. Hey, how's it going? Hey, I'm glad you remembered. I was worried about you. I know. I kept trying to call your mom. But we're going to have a lot of time to spend together when you get here in a matter of days, right? Okay. I know it's kind of late, but can I give you a call back in just a little bit? Can you be standing by? Because I am in a meeting right now. How late is it right there now?
7:46.
Okay, I'll call you before 9. Like maybe like 30 minutes, 30 minutes or so. Okay, cool. We'll play chess and everything.
All right.
All right. Great. Love you. Talk to you soon. Yeah, so my kid, his mom's got him on a little vacation. I'm going to spend 4 days with him from the 20th to the 24th or so, and then he's going to Costa Rica with his mother for a little bit. And then when he comes back in July, I'm going to have like a whole month from him. So I'm going to have him actually helping me work this program. I'm going to get him his own smart contract. I'm going to get him set up to start learning marketing, see if I can get his community growing so he can have some income growing in the background. That's my goal for all of us, for you,
Mhm.
for my son, for everybody, for our whole community. So the AI
Exactly.
tools are really profound. What was I talking about when that call came in? About oh, just about how crypto is transformative. Yeah. So we're going to be teaching decentralized finance, stablecoin mining, because as Bitcoin grows, we don't want to be shy of taking profits. We want to keep our profits. And of course, we want a time to get them at the top, but it's never a
And
bad idea
one part of that when
yeah,
the 4 year cycle,
yeah,
yes. Each time we vote for a new president, yes, 4 years.
yep. It's correlated with the voting.
How many times we can and the Bitcoin halving, yes, for 4 years halving. So this is like we need to have our own reserve Bitcoin, but not to, everybody do it because we lost the attention and we go to different altcoins, but we forgot about the father.
Yeah.
Yes, I hear you about talking about Bitcoin the father and Ethereum the mother and then the children.
Yeah, maybe that's probably more likely how it is. Bitcoin is like the god, the father, and I
Yeah,
called it the mother, but it's really like all it's Ethereum more as the mother because that's what's giving birth to all these other smart contract programs. So that's a better word.
exact.
Yeah. Yeah, that's an interesting way to look at it. And the thing is that this DeFi strategy is so good because when we see these major peaks, we can take some profits, put them in stable coins, recognizing there's going to be a dip, and then we could buy that dip again. So the stablecoin liquidity mining pairs is not just to take stablecoins, but to generate yield off of them while you wait. And when you get a big enough stablecoin balance with your yield at 10%, 20%, 30, 50% and more, which we do have, you can just live off of that and it's stable. You're not going to have a permanent loss. As long as you can move it as needed when you can find better yield, that's a strategy. I don't see anybody else talking about this specifically. And this is actually the formula for mainstream adoption because people aren't ready for volatile tokens when they're a coffee shop. When they need to buy that coffee the next day, they don't want it to drop in price. It's going to
Yeah.
ruin their business model. They need stable coins for business. But yes, this is a formula that will work and it's unique. So the great news is this developer of this new layer one is very ambitious for what I can offer him. He likes my charisma, he likes my ideas. He wants to see me help. So I just made a video to pitch his team, and there's a real chance that we're going to collaborate. And my goal is to get him to integrate our Telegram program onto his platform. He's got a beautiful website. Wait till you see it. He's actually marketing it. It's almost like it was manifested because I'm talking about it and then I found out he just launched a matrix similar to ours, but it's using wrapped Bitcoin. How cool is that? And he also has one with stablecoins, USDC, but they don't know what to do with the stable coins. All their whole community is going to get these stable coins, referring people, and they're just going to sit in their wallet. For what? They need to know how to deploy them. He doesn't have that DeFi education factor that we're building into our program. But what he does have is some AI technologies. And he's starting to launch that. He had me download an app the other day, and I'll give you access to this. He's doing a lot of stuff on his back end. He's like a one-man army. He's got a few people helping him, kind of like I am. But he's going to need help with his AI stuff. And so like one of the things I was working on the other night was getting a chat bot set up. His chat bot is not working right. So if I finish this tonight, which is my goal, the chat bot, that'd be great because I want to service him and give this chat bot tool to his company as well. And I think we're going to have some really great collaboration. He wants this whole thing, all this network marketing to be backed by AI just like us. But the one thing he doesn't have is like the true DeFi education beyond their own blockchain because they're using one blockchain. My system is for all blockchains. Like, let's get the best of everything and then just
Yes.
float. We don't need to be dedicated to
I
just one blockchain when there's so many other opportunities out there.
I saw the Telegram, the Yin Yang, yes, in Telegram, the bot, all this very very powerful in Telegram. Do you know the Telegram have the own blockchain? Yes, the Tone network.
Correct.
So there, maybe we can use this the same Telegram to join in the Telegram network. Yes, to blockchain to make uh, maybe there. I don't know if that's possible.
Yeah, I talked to the dev about it. Right now, we're just where we are due to limited resources, but I'd love to go cross chain. We'd love to do Ton chain. That also connects to EVM chains or a few of the EVM chains. So there's a lot of opportunity with the Telegram bot. Absolutely. We can build this out. And in fact, one of the core things I want to integrate into this, imagine in the future as we build this out, that same Telegram bot we're connecting with has its own AI agent for teaching people about direct democracy and its own AI agent to teach people about the DeFi opportunities we're building so it can talk to them, communicate, and actually work inside.
And this bot we can add in the Spanish version. Yes, for
Yes.
us for Latin America.
Yep, he did say he's going to be working on that. He did. I just talked to him. He's going to sleep because he's over in the UK, but tomorrow morning I'm going to be reaching out to him. And he's going to do that. So we're going to 100% get Spanish. We want to get some other
Perfect.
countries too. We'll start there and then we'll see what other top countries are out there. I think Hindi is going to be big. It's Yin Yang DAO, so maybe we could do Chinese and Japanese, which would be great, right? Because it
Yes.
correlates with their cultures. And then there's, so many other languages, European languages and, African languages. We have a team of people from Nigeria. Really care about them. Very, very poor country. They're in civil war right now in Nigeria. They have a military
Yeah.
takeover right now. And I'm telling, look, you guys keep getting new governments in my community. These guys, like Emmy knows, he's like, yeah, we need something new. They need direct democracy, and I'm working to help spur that movement. That enough people in Nigeria, like, we get on the Nigerian radio ad promoting this, it'd be huge, and we can do that for very low cost. We could get thousands and thousands of people in Nigeria to learn about direct democracy and actually understand the door-to-door fundraising process to organize their community to get people involved because we can do a lot online, we can network online certainly, and it has the ability to scale, but it's not the same, and you cannot replace the face-to-face interaction of a skilled salesperson with an individual who's got an open mind. That
Yes.
you cannot replace that door-to-door interpersonal connection where they feel the vibe and they feel your emotion and your confidence. You can do so much on the internet and there's a lot we can do, but it's like I don't think that we're ever going to get away from that. That's why that's the ultimate contingency plan is teaching the door to door because if we struggle doing this network marketing online initially, I mean, once we get some of these AI tools, I think we're going to get to a point where it's just going to click and it will roll. But I also see the value that I know if I go out into my neighborhoods and I start knocking on doors, I could talk to probably about 5 to 10 people an hour just touch base with them. And I think two or three of them are going to listen. And I might be able to get one person an hour to give a contribution. And based on my fundraising experience, we would raise quotas. We would have about $130 a night for environmental causes like clean water action. We were working to ban pesticide use in schools. And Clean Air Council, we were doing work for natural gas buses at the time in the city. It was very smoggy. They made the city much less smog, so people aren't inhaling all the particulates. Although natural gas has its consequences, we learned later on. But they were doing stuff with windmill power. And Clean Air Council had some good goals. And I did work with Florida Consumer Action Network, also another group. They were dealing with the insurance fraud FEMA was involved in, with affecting homeowners, double paying for their insurance, basically. And it taught me a lot, man. And it was a lot of fun. There was some difficulties as well, but it taught me what I valued was talking with people face to face, connecting them on issues, and drawing them out to let them recognize that they realize that yeah, our organization was capable of doing what we need. We just need strength in numbers. And how do you get strength in numbers? We need to fundraise and organize. Make sense? Yeah, it does. Great. So the best way you can help is to give a contribution. You fund our project so I can keep going talking to more people because I do this full time. So you paying me to do this allows me to reach those people, and we have that clout when we have enough people that we put the pressure on the politicians. But in this case, we're changing the whole game. As I worked in that industry, easily I should use ChatGPT to find out multi-million, maybe billions of dollar industry, door-to-door fundraising in the U.S. for environmental and other kinds of causes. What they're missing out is they're not doing direct democracy. And I almost want to say it could be a conspiracy theory because if they're paying lobbyists year after year, those lobbyists are getting paid. They don't care if there's change. They just want to keep their lifestyle. I hate being so cynical, but look, I mean, I've been through a lot. I've been through a lot of BS and seen the gatekeepers in this activism space. It's almost like if the problems keep going, then they have a job. Because think about it. If we ended all corruption in government, they wouldn't have a job anymore. If we did this. One could argue the same thing could happen with this program. If we end all corruption, we won't have a job, but we'll have freedom, we'll have liberty, we'll have justice in our lifetimes, and we might be able to have an autonomous society, automated society with all these robots, like the Zeke Guys project or something. They're farming for us, and we can just leisure and explore spiritual activities instead of laboring all day. Like we're ready for a transformation and a great jubilee in the world, and we're in the process of getting there. That's what I see. So, you know,
Yeah,
yeah.
the last 2 minutes we have
Oh yes, yes, I do
to
know. So
the
we can do a follow-up meeting. I'm happy to do another one. I still have some time. I mean, talking with you is great, and this is valuable content for the internet for certain. We can make clips, and that's another thing. I have some tools for that. Angel, today we need to start using some AI tools together. I'm going to start building some documents. I have a spreadsheet with a handful of AI tools to explore. So I'm going to share that with you. I'm going to share that with everyone in this level one that you've reached just for entering. So you can start exploring those and start talking. Because once we start learning these, we can start collaborating. We all get to explore. It's not about me figuring out the best AI tools. There's thousands now, but we all need to explore and figure out what's working and talk about it in our group, and then we will all work together in building the best system with the best tools. It's going to be incredible.
excellent,
Yeah,
perfect.
yeah,
Thank you for this call. It's very important for us
yeah,
and for our team, our civic tech movement, and for our DAO because we know the DAO is the place to be now
yeah,
in the organization.
yeah. So the tricky thing is we have two network marketing programs now because this other guy that wants to partner with me, okay, he built the Bitcoin matrix and he built the stablecoin matrix, right?
Wow,
So I think it's a matter of leading people in. They have very low invests to start, but yes, it's going to be great. We have a lot of referral programs like the Bridge, and this whole layer one has a referral program. So I'm going to get that to you right away. Do you want to do another meeting here? Okay, I'll send you another link here in a minute. Okay, we'll follow up. Great. Talk to you soon.